Twice a year, they stride down countless runways wearing the latest creations from the world's top designers. They are the models in the high-pressured world of high fashion. Join us as we go behind closed doors and up on the catwalks with the men and women who walk the walk in New York City's Fashion Week.
For 9 non-stop days and nights, the focus of the fashion world is on a 10-block area in Midtown Manhattan. As nearly 100 top designers unveil their fashions, the rest of us will see in stores 6 months from now. This huge tent complex is the center for Fashion Week. 500 photographers and 2,000 members of the press vie for coverage. From 9 in the morning till 9 at night, 4 different runways are crammed with creations. These wall-to-wall fashion shows are not open to the public. The only way you can get behind these closed doors is by invitation. The highly coveted seats are reserved for editors from top fashion magazines, major buyers, advertisers, and they're sprinkled with an eclectic mix of celebrities.
Come on, guys, give me a little more, please. Back up just a little bit, thank you.
I always have butterflies in my stomach. I think the collection looks beautiful. I thought the girls look beautiful, and there's really, right now, there's nothing I can do except wait for it to happen. But you always have that sort of nervous anticipation.
Designers spend years building their reputations, and it's all put on the line with only 15 minutes to show the entire collection. A fashion show is all about the clothes, but it's the models who bring the clothes to life. Every step can be worth millions.
I don't think I'll ever get over that. I get quite nervous, you know, it's a big, expensive industry. It's big money.
You got the body, got the body.
More than 600 models compete for the coveted spots. Only 200 are chosen. Top models make a staggering $5,000 an hour, so the competition is fierce. We were given exclusive access to go behind closed doors to follow one of the top runway models in the world during her hectic week.
Hi.
Even if you don't know Erin O'Connor's name, you've probably seen her face in commercials, magazine ads, and fashion layouts. 22-year-old Erin has already modeled for 5 years since being discovered as a gawky 6-foot-tall teenager in England.
I was a very, very, very tall adolescent girl at school. It was difficult for me to fit in. I couldn't exactly hide myself. I was there, boom, from an early age.
Were you the popular girl, the pretty girl at school?
Nope. I got called things like Morticia, stick insect, and various other names that I wouldn't say.
You describe yourself painfully shy.
Yeah, I still am.
And yet you are putting yourself out there to sell a look.
But it's quite easy because it's exciting to be the opposite of how you feel you are as a person.
So how did a shy, statuesque English schoolgirl end up as one of the top models in the world?
I got approached by a lady who said she was an agent, and I was embarrassed. And I can remember going and phoning my mum, going, "You never guess what's happened to you?" And she said, "Oh, they've already called. We have to go for a meeting next week if that's okay with you." And I was in a whirlwind. It was literally an overnight thing.
After modeling in England for a year, Erin came to the United States to seek her fortune. But to be a top model, you need a top agency. Erin signed with one of the most powerful.
This is the world-famous Ford agency in New York City. Behind this closed door is the heart of the business and the lifeline of every model, the booking room.
You should have her open for travelers by 5. That'll be great.
They're doing all the reservations for us. We've got to book her here as well.
Here, agents book jobs, negotiate fees, and coordinate the models' constantly changing schedules.
Hi. Hello.
Erin is one of hundreds of models they represent, whose livelihood depends on bookings.
What's going on in Milan is that they don't want to take the risk, and that's what I don't understand.
Here, agents book everything from designer shows this week to magazine covers to advertisements. Computers keep track of it all. Katie Ford is a second-generation CEO of the agency, founded by her mother, Eileen Ford. They are credited with discovering many of the top models who are in constant demand during Fashion Week.
The one thing I've noticed that's so different about this business is that everything changes so constantly and so at the last minute. It's almost like a controlled frenzy.
It is an uncontrolled frenzy. And everybody has to manage within that frenzy.
And what about working the fashion shows? Is that a high-paying job for the big models?
Experienced models make a lot of money during the shows. I would say they make somewhere around $500,000 a season.
A season for doing the fashion shows?
Yeah.
Remember, that $500,000 is just for one season, and there are 2 major seasons each year. Each takes place over 4 weeks in New York, London, Paris, and Milan. Add in commercials and photo shoots, and top models can make up to $3 million a year.
What am I going to do to you, right?
Erin must be in constant contact with her agent, Kathy Quinn, because even experienced models can be put on hold or on option and find out at the last minute they won't be working after all. They may not have the look of the moment.
Maybe this season it's long hair and curvy bodies, and maybe the next season it's thin girls with short hair. It's just very difficult because they are constantly wondering if it's going to happen.
And then from London you go on to Milan, in which you are on hold for everything, and then on to Paris, in which you are on hold for everything.
You can imagine being a girl on hold. You're really tense about whether you're going to get the show, aren't you going to get the show, what is your schedule going to be like. New York somewhat determines what's going to happen in Europe, so it's a very tension-filled time.
What's the least favorite part of your job?
Waiting. Waiting for the job to come in that you want.
What about the rejection?
There's always rejection. I get it still all the time. There's going to be people that hate my appearance and people that love it.
And do you always like the clothes? Have you ever gone in and said, I hate that, I don't want to wear that?
Of course.
But you have to wear it?
You do, and that's the test of my job, is going out and looking like I'm enjoying what I'm wearing and really trying to make the best of the situation.
But sometimes you're not totally crazy about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely.
When we come back, I go behind closed doors with Erin O'Connor during the frenzy of her New York Fashion Week.
Behind Closed Doors will continue in a moment here on A&E. Behind Closed Doors with Joan Lunden continues here on A&E.
Twice a year, during New York City's Fashion Week, more than 200 models work more than 110 shows. For designers, in the high-stakes world of high fashion, millions of dollars literally rest on the shoulders of these 6-foot-tall models. Fashion model Erin O'Connor will make more money during this week than most people make in a year. She'll do it working 12 shows, modeling 50 outfits. Everything has to be perfect, so before she ever sets foot on a runway, Erin has to be fitted for every outfit behind closed doors of the designer studio. Designer Wolfgang Joop's show is only 3 days away, and this is the first time Erin has tried on or even seen the clothes.
Yeah, beautiful. This is stunning.
It's also the last time to change something that needs to be altered.
Yeah, I would pull it up to here.
The fitting is when fine details are locked in, details that can make or break an outfit. Shoes, stockings, jewelry, even customizing a belt. When the designer decides the outfit is perfect, Erin is photographed. These Polaroids, along with a written record, will become an indispensable reference guide to what the outfit has to look like during the show. Backstage, they will have only minutes to duplicate this designer's look down to the finest detail.
Bye, sweetheart.
7 a.m. the next morning, Erin goes to the first show of the day wearing jeans and not a speck of makeup. During this week, Erin will have 12 complete makeovers, including 12 manicures, 12 pedicures, 12 hairstyles, and 12 makeup applications.
Backstage in this confined area, a small army of people work together in a pressure cooker. Makeup artists, hairstylists, and dressers work frantically to ensure that each model look exactly as the designer envisioned.
Behind the closed doors of the Ellen Tracy show, Erin's dresser will be responsible for all of her outfits, so she does a last-minute check using the Polaroids taken at the fitting 2 days ago. 3 minutes to go, the final touches. Everyone lines up, and it's showtime. Out front, the models look like they spent hours getting dressed. But the truth is, behind the scenes, it's like a pit stop at a car race. Erin is out of the first outfit, into the second, and back on the runway in less than a minute and a half.
The pressure for me is buttons and snaps.
Where's the belt?
Do you ever get over the nerves walking out there?
I don't think I ever will, but I think that's what will keep me going and what will keep me trying to do the best that I can do. If I ever stopped being nervous, I think I could get quite lazy.
Have you ever fallen?
Yeah.
You have?
Loads of times. And you never get over it, and you just have to pick yourself up and walk, and sometimes your legs are like jelly because you've just fallen over in front of 500 people. And it's awful because you always hear the whoo. And
did you ever get hurt doing it?
No, just my pride.
Just your pride.
9:15 a.m. After wearing 3 outfits in exactly 15 minutes, her job at the Ellen Tracy show is done.
Hey, watch the step coming in.
Thank you. It's out for me?
To avoid the crowd and stay on schedule, Erin and some of the other models take the freight elevator. They've got to rush into hair and makeup at the Oscar de la Renta show, which starts in just an hour and a half.
You wait with me 1 minute, and if he's not here...
A car is supposed to be waiting, but it's not there. Before Erin can walk the next runway, she has to walk 4 blocks to the next show.
No, thank you. Well, I couldn't find a car coming out of Ellen Tracy. I'm coming.
There's barely time for a laugh.
Sorry. I'm like, no, wait for us. We were joking.
Before it's time to get back to work at the Oscar de la Renta show.
Can you show me just a little bit about how you walk?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I have 3 rules that I keep to, and that is to keep looking as confident as possible, which means standing up as straight as you can, chest out, looking strong. The second is to not really concentrate on what you're doing technically, because that can ruin you. And the third is to not watch other girls.
It's harder than it looks.
Shoulders back. Look at the camera.
Hands on hips. Bottom
Bum
under. Yeah. You do a little pause for the cameras. They're straight in front of you. You look directly at them, and then turn and make it look as natural as possible. Some people like it quite showy, which is glamorous, sexy, which means that you would be, very zhuzhy and keeping your arms straight, because
you don't want to swing.
You tend to swing. It's really important to watch yourself when you first start.
And forget wearing flats. Erin has to walk in flimsy 4-inch heels on a slick runway, sometimes in a long dress with hundreds of people watching her every move. I got to appreciate Erin's moves the next day as she modeled 17 outfits in 5 different shows. Friday morning, the final day of Fashion Week. As Erin makes her way to the Wolfgang Joop show, behind closed doors, stagehands prep the runway.
Aha! Are you checking out the stage? Yeah. Okay, let me see it with you. This is a very wide runway though, right?
It's a different day and a different designer, but for Erin it's the same drill. She spends an hour in makeup before hitting the runway once again.
When you're out there, I want to know what you're thinking.
I concentrate on just keeping my head up, trying not to focus on anybody or one camera, just trying to look into the distance.
What the audience in the distance never sees is how fast a model's straight face can change when they're off the runway. "11 shows down, one more to go." Her final show of Fashion Week will be designer John Bartlett's dramatic presentation. But this show has added pressure for Erin. She has a plane to catch as soon as it's over. Erin calmly models 3 outfits. But as for the grand finale, she exits before the show ever ends. She's off to the airport for another 3 weeks of designer shows in London, Milan, and Paris.
I love what I do. I really didn't expect to be doing what I do. But there's always a part of me where I feel like someone's going to come up and find me out and realise that I'm a normal girl, and that sometimes I don't believe the position I'm in either. I mean...
Like someone's going to pinch you and say, okay, we were just...
we found you out. We know who you are.
You're just normal.
Yeah.
Erin O'Connor, top fashion model behind closed doors. For A&E, I'm Joan Lunden.